service. What is up, listeners? Thanks for tuning back into the Full Service Podcast. I am Tank Smith, your host. It is week 23, episode 23, the Jordan episode. Thanks for joining us. Shout out to my guest from last week, Mistress Katya. Mistress Katya, I appreciate that. I really appreciate you coming on. That was such a fun time. Listeners, if you have not yet, check out last week's episode. It was so much fun. Mistress Katya is a Greensboro-based dominatrix. We talk about her starting sex work, doing dancing, camming, massage, transitioning to dom work. Oh my god, it's great. Listen to it. Follow her on Twitter, on Instagram. Her Twitter is mkatya, and her Instagram is Mistress Katya. Her website is mistresskatya.com. There are links to all of those on the Libsyn page from last week. So go check out the Libsyn page, give her a follow, go to her website. While you were there, give us a follow as well. Our Twitter, our Instagram is Full Service Pod. My personal Instagram and Twitter is TagFunkadelic. Our email address for the pod, fullservicepod@gmail.com. If you want to be on the podcast, if you want to hear anything talked about, if you just want to write a little love note, fullservicepod@gmail.com. Shoot us an email. If you have been listening to the podcast for a while, if you're like, hey, Tank, you know what? Hey, I kind of like this. I kind of like what's happening here. You know what? What can I do? How can I help out? You know what? All you got to do is subscribe. Just hit that little subscribe button. We have new episodes every Tuesday. You'll get an alert when a new one's out. Just fucking listen to it. Tell somebody. You know, that would be super awesome if you could do that. If you could write a review, that would be even better. Apple Podcasts, we're still 23 weeks in. We're still new. Reviews really do help for new podcasts. So if you could write a review, oh my god, that would be swell, you know. And if I see you in real life and you'd be up for it, you know what, I'll give you a hug. You know, even if, you know what, I'll give you a hug. We'll be cool. It won't be weird or anything, you know. So I do appreciate you listening. I just checked out the stats. We got people from all over checking out the podcast. It's not just a North America thing, you know. We got some new listeners in South Africa. We got Libya. We got Romania. We got Estonia. We got South Korea. We got Japan, New Zealand, Indonesia, India. What the fuck's up? Hey, yo, if you're listening to the podcast internationally, fucking that's super dope. I really appreciate y'all. If you're American, if you're in the North America, what up? Hey, you know, I appreciate y'all listening to. Whoever's listening to this thing, fuck yeah. Thanks for being here. Like I mentioned last week, this is a solo coming at you. It's just me talking. If you just heard solo and you were like, oh, fucking A, what tag, bro? Why did I said at the end of last week's episode a solo was coming, so it's here. And you also might be wondering, you're like, dang, what's up with your voice, dog? What? Sound kind of weird, bro. What's up? Hey, that's rude. But also, yeah, my throat kind of hurts. I'm like, my throat hurts. My nose is a little stuffy. What's that called? You know, that's what I got. So yeah. So we'll see how long I can talk today. My shit is not feeling good, but I got some lozenges. I got some old water here, so I think we should be good for a little while. But I can't promise. I make no promises. What are we talking about today? Let's talk about, I got a few things on the agenda. Hotels. Let's talk about a little hotel etiquette. Also, me being fiscally irresponsible. That's also a thing. Hospitals. I visited my friend at the hospital recently, so I'll talk about that shit. What shout out to Seductive Storm. She has a podcast. I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. Straight Talk with Storm. She was one of my first guests in Atlanta. So shout out to her for doing the podcast. It's a good time. Also, the 99 Problems podcast. This is another client-based podcast. Started by this dude E. Started about a few weeks ago. So if you're like, hey, Tank, hey, I want to get another perspective from another client, check him out. It's a good time. But really, what's on the agenda? You seem like you're stalling, Tank. You're already about 5 minutes into the podcast, and you really have not said shit yet. I'm about to turn this shit off. Okay, whoa! I'm trying to get into it, trying to slow it down. My throat hurts. Give me a sec. Woohoo! Okay, all right. I'll talk. Okay. What's happening? Hotels. Hotel etiquette. Hey, who out there, I know who out there is familiar with what hotels are? The concept of hotels. This is how I chose to make this point. So I live in Atlanta, and I have a house. Say if I want to go to another city, like say I'm going all south, right? I'm taking a trip down to Pensacola, Florida. Say I'm going to Pensacola. What am I? I don't have a place to stay there, so they got these things. They're called like hotels. Some brands you might have heard, like maybe like Holiday Inn, maybe like Marriott, Hilton is one. Maybe like Sheraton, I think that's another one. So they got these like buildings, and you just basically go in there. And they have rooms, and you basically just rent the room for however long, from one day to however long I guess they have availability. So you will have made, I guess, the reservation online, or sometimes you can just walk right in and make a reservation. And you usually will go to the front desk. Um, they'll ask you how many people are staying with you. They'll give you the room key. You go up to the elevator, you go to your room, or if they don't have an elevator, you go up the stairs, and then you have your very own room to stay whatever city you're in for as long as you have the room for. It's a cool concept. It's really amazing. If you've never really heard of a hotel or been to a hotel, that's a concept, right? And after they give you the room key, you don't really have to talk to the people at the front desk anymore. You can kind of go as come as you please. If you have any problems with your room, the front desk they're kind of there to help you out, if anything happens. But you don't really have to fuck with the front people at the front desk at all, unless you're that kind of person. Like my dad, he's that kind of person. Every time he likes to, I think DoubleTree. I don't know who has the free cookies. Who has the free cookies at their hotels, right? My dad, he's the free cookie. He gets mad free cookies every time he stays at the hotel with the free cookies. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's a hotel that has free cookies. I need to look it up. Maybe I'll plug it at the end. I probably won't. But so yeah, some people when they stay at a hotel, they like to just talk to all the employees at the hotel. That's not me, because usually after I get to the hotel, I'm pretty much stoned like immediately, and then I don't really want to have to talk to the hotel people. So I kind of come and go as I please, right? But that's how it works. And then when you're done with the room, you give the keys back to the people at the front desk and you leave. That's how it works, right? That's how a hotel is. Some providers use hotels as in-call locations, so you might go see a person at a hotel, and the rules kind of same way apply to staying at a hotel as when you're going to see someone at a hotel, right? So you're like a guest at the hotel. If you're going to see somebody in a hotel, you have to take the mentality as somebody who is a guest at that hotel, okay? And if you're listening to this and you're like, Tank, I really fucking hate you. Hey, I'm just illustrating, baby. Chill. Okay, so if you're going to see somebody at an in-call location, and you just pretend like you're a guest of that hotel. You already have the room number. All you have to do, walk into the hotel, walk past the front desk. You've already stayed there. You don't have to say you already checked in. You don't have to say anything to them. Just walk right in, confidently. You know where the fuck you're going. You know where that elevator's at. Walk right to the elevator. Go up to your room. You're a guest of the hotel. Everything's good. Everything's perfect. What you don't want to do is go into the hotel before you have a room number of where you were going. One thing you don't want to be is standing around like you don't know where you're going. Because somebody who's standing around and looks confused looks like they're not a guest of the hotel. And you know what people are trained to do? They're trained to be like, hey, can I help you with anything? And if you don't got an answer prepared about why you're at this hotel and you're not a guest and you look confused, it's going to raise suspicion. Like, who is this random ass dude just standing around in the hotel? Looks like he doesn't know what he's doing, right? And you're going to be like, oh God, they know, right? So fucking don't go into the hotel before you have a room number. They will tell you whoever you're going to see will let you know the room probably when you get there, or right before you get there. I don't know, whatever your correspondence has been, whether that be text, email, or call, you know how it works. You'll let them know you're there. Once they give you the room number, like I said, just walk in confidently. You know where you're going. Maybe even if you're even if you're like, I don't really know where the elevators are, just fucking walk in. You know what you're doing, dog. You know what you're doing. Just walk in. You're good. You're confident. You know where you're going. Even if you don't know where you're going, just look like you know where you're going. No one's going to stop you. No one's going to say anything to you. It's awesome. I went into like 4 hotels recently. Same thing. It's just like, what? You just, oh, hey, what up? I know what I'm doing. I'm walking into this building that I'm a guest of. Super simple. It's super simple. I know that I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I posted on Twitter. I posted on Twitter earlier this week. I was like, "Hey, providers, what advice would you give to clients who are meeting you at a hotel in-call location?" And I got a couple replies. One from Amber King. She said, "Don't approach reception and ask for us." I've seen instances on Twitter where someone's gone into a hotel and they have asked the front desk for the room number of the provider they were seeing and used her like sex worker name. And what the fuck are you doing? Definitely don't be that dude. Do not do that. Another piece of advice she said, don't arrive early and linger around in the lobby or around in the elevator. Please use your inside voice when at our rooms. Don't shout, "Hello, Amber, this is a nice hotel," or similar. Yeah, just be cool. Just don't hang around in the lobby. People will, if you were hanging around, like I mentioned, people are gonna come up to you and be like, "Hey, what are you doing in this hotel?" Because you can just be someone who just likes to loiter. No one likes to loiter, you know. So just once you have the hotel room, go right directly to the hotel room. It's super easy. Sophia Lorraine, she also replied to my tweet. She had an episode a couple weeks ago. If you have not, check that episode out. So much fun. Oh my god. She said, to the clients, I would obviously say don't draw too much attention to yourself. Just walk right in and head to the room provided. Simple. Same thing I just said. Yeah, just, I feel like I've said this, like, if I really need to say it anymore. But yeah, just, you have the room, walk in, go to the room. Don't be yelling. God damn, these are good rules. Every time I do a solo episode and I kind of give advice, I feel like I sound super angry and condescending and really like a dick. So if you're out there and you're listening to this and you're like, "Wow, Tank, bro, you're a fucking asshole," uh, I'm really trying not to be, but I understand, definitely understand your point of view. Hotels. I think we're done with that. I think we're good with that. What else have I been? What else have I been doing lately? I recently, I guess last night. I'm recording this on Sunday. I went to the Clermont Lounge with my buddy. We went to see Andrew Santino at the Buckhead Theater. Fucking if you get the chance, go see Andrew Santino. His fucking new hour is fucking fire. I opened for him last year in Raleigh, and we did like 5 shows. And he had like about like 80 minutes of material, and he said he was trying to cut it down. And so like seeing it like a year later, like how he cut it down to an hour, shit is fucking, it's good. So if you get the chance, if you're a stand-up comedy fan, fucking go see Andrew Santino. So fucking funny. But no, we went to the show, and after the show, I was supposed to go meet up with one of my other friends. He and his wife just got married, and they're doing a little honeymoon tour. They're coming to Atlanta this weekend. Shout out to Reed and Jenna. Fuck yeah, dude. Love is beautiful. So no, they wanted to go to the Clermont Lounge, but they ended up hanging. So the buddy I was with, I was like, "Yo, we're supposed to go to the Clermont Lounge," and I told him I'd never been before. So he was like, "Well, let's just still go." So if you don't know, Clermont Lounge, it's like the longest running strip club in Atlanta. It was like opened in like 1965, I think, and it's kind of famous because they have like older dancers. So if you've never been, it's right underneath the Claremont Hotel, 789 Ponce de Leon Avenue. Your boy giving shout outs to the Claremont. Go, you should, if you come to Atlanta, go check it out. It's a cool spot. I'd never been before. The cover's $20. When you get in there, there was a bar, I guess, to like the right side of the room, which has like the stage in front of it where like the dancers basically dance. To the left side is like a dance floor, like a back like area with like tables and stuff where you get like dances and stuff. Sweet spot. When we go in, like the lady on stage is probably, I'd say, like 70 or so. Most of the dancers, I guess they maybe had like 8 people, I guess, that were working, and like 4 were probably like over 60, and the rest were maybe in their like 20s or 30s. I'm not really sure, but it was a sweet time. The fucking vibe in there is super. It's cool. It felt like a real wholesome place to go. I don't know if that's the most wholesome strip club I've ever seen in America. They were just like, you could tell like there's people in there. It's like the whole demographic of Atlanta, just like old people, young people, white people, black people, fucking Hispanic people. It was crazy. It was like a whole just, yeah. My buddy said it. It's a whole demographic of Atlanta, but it's a cool spot. If you've never been, go check it out. I'm one of these people. Whenever I go to, I've self control problems. So I'm fiscally irresponsible is what I am. I went to the ATM I think like 3 times. And you're probably hearing this like, Tank, bro, what the fuck are you doing, dog? I know, yeah, it's a problem, but sweet. It's awesome times to be had at the Clermont Lounge. Everyone should go. If you come to Atlanta, like I said, go to the Clermont Lounge. Awesome spot. I uh, I do stand up comedy. Hey, if you have it's your first time listening to the podcast, I do stand up comedy. The best thing about doing stand up comedy is you get to do open mics, like a lot of open mics. I try to do like not go up like 9 or 10 times a week if I can. Sometimes it's less than that. Sometimes I can do a little bit more, but yeah, I try to do like 9 or 10 times a week basically on stage, and that involves going to a lot of open mics. And open mics are great because you just get to fucking talk to people. Like you get to talk to people, they talk to you, and you just find out things about shit. You know, I was at this mic on the Beltline at Guac and Margie's. It's like a taco spot, and they say it's like not a gay bar, but they say it's like a straight Finley bar. But everybody in the bar is gay, and like the people that work there, it's a cool spot. And during basically, there's a group of like 4 gay dudes that were kind of like disrupting the whole mic the whole time. Uh, so we got like a white looking like frat dude, like say like around 30, black dude, 30s, fit dude, right? We got in front of him older gay guy, right? So let's say 40s white guy, looks like IT kind of dude. And then we got another like older looking, super sophisticated looking guy. I don't even know how to really explain it, right? But they were just like really having their own party right in the middle of the open mic, like really like 5 feet away from the person that's talking to the mic. So at one point during my set, I have a joke about getting a finger in my butt, right? And so I say that, and then the black dude in the crew, he looks at me like I'm the biggest little bitch he's ever seen in his life. He's like, one finger, dog. He's like, I get fists in here. I'm like, how do you do that? You know, I'm like, how do you, because that's a cool thing. You're just like, hey, I just want to learn. Hey, how do you go from a finger to more than just a finger? You know, what's your regimen? Because I know you got to prepare for that. You know, because I told him, I'm like, dude, when I got a finger in my butt, I'm just thinking like I had nachos recently, and they're still in there. You know, that was my thought. I'm like, how do you do the thing, right? And he's like, lots of Metamucil. Also, just like a super high fiber diet, and also not eating. And I'm like, oh shit, that's cool, you know. And you just get to learn. You just get to learn things out there. One thing I also learned was that one of the dudes at the table, because they were talking like I don't know who brought up like Gold Star gays, right? So if you never heard of it, Gold Star gay is like, it's if you're a dude, you never been with a chick. If you're a chick, you never been with a dude. Gold Star, right? And then the dude, one of the guys, the older guy, older white dude, IT guy, he's like, have you ever heard of a platinum gay? And I'm like, what? Platinum? I never heard of platinum. He says it's a dude, right, that was birthed with a C-section, so he's never actually touched a vagina ever. What? Platinum gay? I never heard of that. That's amazing. That could be the name of the episode, but probably not. But I still think it's a pretty good concept. Just conceptually, that's hilarious. Also, but no, yeah, that's also another thing that's been happening. What else, Tag? What's going on? I've been fiscally irresponsible. If you're out there, just don't be like me, right? So I moved to Atlanta from Raleigh in like July, right? I quit my job in June and I didn't get another job in like November, right? So I had savings when I moved, and then it all went away until I got a job. Basically, all my money went away, and then I got a job, and like now I have no money, right? So when I'm like, I still want to see people, you know? I'm like, hey, let's keep this train a rolling. Who knows? let's have fun. So, you know what I do? I have lots of credit cards that I paid all the debt off before I had a job before. And I'm like, hey, let's just, you know what? Let's get some cash advances out. Let's have some fun, right? I don't know if I should have done that, but hey, I don't really regret it. But also, I like just do things really impulsively. So if you're out there and you're like, hey, Tech, should I get a cash advance on my credit card so I can go see somebody? I would say, hey, maybe not. Just you do you. But me over here, I'm behaving like I don't know, like the consequences are real. So just be fiscally responsible. You know your limits. You know how much money you have. Just do your thing. What am I doing? I'm just preaching over here. I saw a tweet. I think it was either yesterday or the day before, but this lady, she basically posted saying that understand that when you're seeing somebody, like a provider, it's not therapy. Like it might be therapeutic, but they're not your therapist, right? They're not a licensed therapist. They're not there to deal with your like emotional problems. Which I understand. I mean, hey, we all got problems. You know what I'm saying? But I think understanding the importance of that person is not your therapist and laying heavy like emotional, like putting an emotional burden on somebody. That shit is laborious. And also with communication, like it becomes a one way like sided conversation when like you're not able to reciprocate. Like if I'm talking to my buddy and I'm telling this like super like personal story, he might reciprocate and tell me the super personal story about him too, so that it kind of like we meet in the middle. We're like, oh, we're kind of a little bit closer because we just told each other this thing, right? But when you're seeing somebody in a session, it's not it's not like that at all. Just understand that there's really not a substitution for talking to somebody. Really, through me talking to people and kind of understand like what I'm feeling or why I'm doing what I'm doing, or truly, that's the only way you can kind of understand who you are as a person and what kind of steps you can kind of take to kind of change that or just be better, because that's what we're all trying to do. If you're out there, you're really like, I'm a good person, I don't really need to change at all. Well, all right, cool. But I need to change. I'm trying to be better. We can all do that. I feel confident saying that. But yeah, talk to somebody. If you truly like, if you're just like, hey, I need to talk to somebody, just go talk to somebody. I for sure know that I've seen providers, and after I was like, I think I should have like talked, because really it was just like this like closeness kind of thing, and I'm like, why am I doing what I'm doing? And if you're not, you got to ask yourself that really in every aspect, not even really just in terms of like wants and everything, but just like, why am I doing what I'm doing? And if you figure it, like, once you ask that, you'd be like, I can do something better. That's my takeaway. Why are you doing what you're doing? If you can think about that and talk to somebody, and if you need a therapist, fucking go talk to somebody. It's really not. It's not a. I don't know why it gets this like bad like taboo thing, like share your feelings and shit. But hey, fucking do that shit. It's really not bad. That's Tank Smith's 2 cents of the day. Hey, talk to somebody. But also no, make sure you're talking to the right person too. Also, but yeah, that's I feel like my fucking throat hurts pretty bad. I feel like I'm gonna just cut it off, baby. I feel like we covered some good. Oh, actually, I'll add this in there. My one of my friends, she has like pneumonia. She was at Grady in Atlanta the other day, and so I went to go see her in the hospital. And once you go in past the initial security, it's like you can just walk all over a hospital. Is this normal? Is this a normal thing? I don't like literally. She was on the fifth floor. I went in like on the emergency room side, and then like just went up to the fifth floor. I was like, "Hey, where's this fifth floor? This is the room number." She's like, "Go around here. There's like construction going into the hospital, so like where she told me to go, I couldn't really go." I just like went up to the fifth floor and then just like walked around, and like nobody's really, they just like let you walk around and stuff. There's like open doors with like babies, and I'm like, what is this? Where's the security? Why is nobody asking me what I'm doing? But yeah, apparently you can just walk around and shit. It's crazy. Um, But I wouldn't suggest it. I don't know why you would just go hang out at a hospital unless you're into that kind of thing. But hey, if you're into hanging out at hospitals, what up? Subscribe to the podcast. I'm sure you already are, because we are a pro hospital podcast. But no, it was cool. I've never been to Grady before. That's yeah, it's a hospital, just like a hospital. If you've been to hospital, you guys know what hospitals are, right? I already explained the hotels. So if say if you're you're sick, and it's bad, some doctor's office. You guys know what doctors are, right? They do the health stuff. That's a pretty good description. So say you're not feeling well and it's beyond what a regular doctor can do. They'll take you to this place where they got all the other people that got the same similar, kind of, hey, this is more serious than a regular thing. So they're at this hospital. I don't really know where I'm going. I think I'm really just trying to take up time at this point. I'm looking at probably 27 something minutes. We'll see what happens, But hey, my name is Tank Smith. I'm a stand-up comedian. I don't know if you knew that. But hey, I got some upcoming comedy shows. Are you interested? Come on out. Oh boy. I'm recording this on Sunday. I'm at the Punchline tonight at 9 p.m. Ooh. Which is really irrelevant since this episode comes out on Tuesday. I will be at the on next Saturday, March 7th, I'll be at the Cherokee Arts Center in Canton. That show starts at 8 p.m. On March 15th, I will be in Amaza, Decatur. And March 30th, I will be at Laughing Skull Lounge. That show starts at 8 p.m. Also, if you're in Atlanta, I don't know if you know this, but so Kevin Hart, he's filming a movie for the next few months. So basically, Kevin Hart's been doing spots at Laughing Skull pretty much Tuesday through Thursday of every week, and the shows are usually 8 o'clock. I think they're $30, and Laughing Skull's 74 people. Normally, if you want to see Kevin Hart do stand-up, you're going to go to a fucking theater. There's going to be hundreds or thousands of people there to see him. So it's cool to see fucking Kevin Hart in front of with 70 people just working on a new hour. My buddy saw him the other day. He said he's so goddamn funny. So if you're in Atlanta and you're hey, I like Kevin Hart a lot, fucking go to Laughing Skull. Or just come to one of my comedy shows. Hey, we're doing it here. But no, I appreciate you listening. This episode a little bit shorter. I hope you guys like the hotel talk. You guys learned some little hotel etiquette. We talked about a little bit hey, maybe you should go to therapy. We talked about Platinum Gay. That was cool. Hell yeah. Well, shout out to my Platinum Gays out there. Listen to the podcast. Also, you know what? Be fiscally responsible. I am not at this moment, but we are working towards it, But no, I appreciate you listening to the podcast. If you like it, fucking subscribe, write a review. Not about this episode, because I know it's going to be maybe 2 stars. Who knows? But no, I appreciate you listening. Fucking, we'll be back next Tuesday. I got another interview for you. I think it will be Alan Ham, who is the community support line coordinator for SWAP. SWAP is the Sex Workers Outreach Project based out of San Francisco. I actually met up with him when I was in North Carolina a couple weeks ago. So we sit down, we talk about what SWAP does. He's the like I said, he's the community support line coordinator. So he basically coordinates anybody who calls SWAP and has any kind of issue. He is in charge of the people that are responding to calls. So it's a great conversation. So I'm excited for y'all to hear it. But yeah, this is a short one, keeping it short and sweet. I appreciate y'all listening. We'll be back next Tuesday. This has been Full Service. Have a wonderful week. Later. Full Service.